we moved that thing so much.
Yeah, but like on that one.
I mean, I can just capture the sound, like, you know, that even that's something. But, oh yeah, that works. All right. Wait, we have two. Have you ever played Halo?
I have.
It's still right. They have other stuff too, like Terminator,
Are you someone? Are you an Xboxer?
I didn't have that much time to do that. Yeah, I never actually, I was like Diablo 1, StarCraft 1, Smash Bros. 1, and then all of a sudden, like, I got responsibility and so, kind of like, you know, get good grades and stuff. But that was all just nonsense. Like, who cares what what's the sample? Like, there's affirmative action, like, there's a bunch of stuff, like, and the people agents who get in are like, yeah, I mean, it's long story. It shouldn't be like, you know, part of the campus, like, either get in or not. It should be like, you know, kind of a gradual, like, oh, these weird testimony, like, you know, and it's also like, you should focus on the, like, yeah, like, the math work, like, you know, kind of spread your, there's a lot to it that, really, like, people who went to Harvard or stuff, they're not always like, in fact, some of them commit suicide. Like, I don't hear it from them anymore. I don't know what happened to them. Yeah, dude, it's Harvard suicide. I think that, I don't know. A lot of people I don't hear from them. I don't know what happened.
Did you go to Harvard?
No, I don't know. University of Harvard. I should went to Berkeley. I got into that one.
Where did you graduate? Like 2012 or something like that? You're like 38?
I'm 39, so I graduated in 2008.
Oh, wow. College?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucky. You're 21?
Yeah. I wish I graduated. I don't want to work. I mean, I don't want to. You didn't like school when you were in school?
Did what?
Did you like it?
I didn't like it. I wish I didn't listen to all these Chinese cultural things.
If you were to start your life again, what would you do?
It's hard. It's like you're always at the mercy of your parents until you can, you're big enough to like make, you know, your own decisions and all that.
Yeah.
It's like parents are so critical. Like, their philosophy is usually impressed upon their kids.
Yeah.
Sort of like you can't really just kind of can't do whatever. You're always it's like always like until we have like a Jedi kind of like a Jedi race. Like in those movies and stuff, like the kids are like Jedi. I don't know. The Jedi do story. Like, there's all these YouTubers who are synthesizers. Yeah, it's sort of like it's just questionable, you know. I'm like, it's a damn movie, man. Let alone like talking about Christianity and all the issues I see there.
Oh, you see issues?
I see issues. Yeah, it was. I think before you went into the back of the Bible science,
Really?
people were like, "Oh, this guy's drunk, crazy, what's there?" It's sort of like. I mean, did you see Passion of the Christ? Yeah. No, I mean, I think even the Jews are not really like. You literally have someone go up and say a bunch of stuff that kind of like defiles and sabotages your entire world. You know, like,
did you ever hear about the parable?
which parable?
So like, there's all the parables that you spoke about. Actually, it was more like a test for the believers in there. It was to see if they were, if they really wanted to follow God. So like, he spoke in parables to distinguish between the true believers and the false believers, to see if like they would ask questions and like really seek God. Have you ever looked at it from that perspective?
No. You're saying parable and like.
Yeah, there's a parable is like a figure of speech. Like, you know how Jesus said, "Eat my flesh and blood"? Everybody said that?
My flesh and blood.
Yeah, like you gotta drink my flesh and blood in order to enter heaven. Like, does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't make sense. No, have you seen like Warcraft? Nanaroth, Warcraft. Like with Warcraft, man, I don't know who dreams up this stuff, but it's kind of like a reflection of what they feel, probably subconsciously from Christianity. Like literally, you have orcs drinking the blood as the bishops. What's that guy's name? He's basically like the orc shaman bishop. He's telling everyone to drink the blood of animals. He gets his shit, man.
Yeah.
He needs his justice and karma, man.
But that's the thing, though. That's what's interesting. Like, why would Jesus, if he's from God, why would Jesus say that? Because it said in the Old Testament that you're not allowed to drink blood at all. Like, you're not allowed to drink the blood of like a living being. So why would Jesus say that? Like, have you ever thought of that?
I've thought of a lot of things that are just like pretty much. I mean, why don't we talk about Japanese Shinto and bleach? Because it's like always ominous. Is Jesus evil? Is Jesus good? Why don't we start talking about like, you know, Tibetan Buddhists? Because then it gets less ominous. Like I don't even want to comment. Is Jesus evil? Is Jesus good? Why don't I just avoid the things that are making my degrees of freedom so much less? Because we know the answers. Like you can ask me this question. Like Abraham and God is very violent. Like, damn. Not a nice one. Like why like inspire some wolves to terrify some children? We can at least say it's violent, but no one really say it's evil. I mean, why don't we talk about things that are not like it's just like I can feel the weight of the heaviness of like, you know, like it's just so heavy weight stuff. Like I just feel like let's just talk about bleach and Japanese
Bleach?
Yeah, bleach.
Bleach and Michael Jackson?
Is that a song of Michael Jackson? Like,
but you remember how his skin color changed? And he said he was bleaching
oh. It says he has albino bleach. Possible, but there's documentaries about his what like seems to have this thing for small children. Yeah, he had there's a documentary like Michael Jackson's Mother's Land or whatever.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. and like go home. Kill him.
Both these triggers are grenades, like the red ones.
I've never used it.
Jedi, you know? The Jedi who, like, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Or did it like in real life?
I feel like in real life, like, I heard the Jedi's actually based on the Jesuits of Christianity. Like, that's what my AP Urban history is. The Jedi's based on the Jesuits.
Any one word for the Jedi?
I don't know. It's kind of ominous. Like, Urban history is like very bloody. It's still very bloody. It's like they literally kill people based on Catholicism or it's all about luck. I don't know, like in a war, like what kind of war? There's not been a war on U.S. soil yet. It's usually like in Europe, and then the U.S. is all like, I've heard people say the reason the U.S. is so powerful is like there's never been a war on U.S. soil. I mean, there's 9/11. That's the biggest war. That's the war on terror. That's the biggest attack on the U.S. That actually works.
Ooh, rocket launcher.
Ukraine and like all of that. Every time you play World War I or World War II stuff, they're preparing for this stuff. It's like you put so many resources in it. While the U.S. is all like we're on this island with like pretty much no serious like challenges or power. Yeah, you have to think about war. Like, yeah, it's like these games, like it feels like we're all just prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, and it gets it's a very like kind of like thing about like I guess zombie apocalypse. Like,
what if we're already in the zombie apocalypse?
The zombies are the people without morality.
Exactly. For those who don't have any understanding.
Yeah, I mean, they have nothing to do with it.
You know, Jesus called the Jews at that time basically tools and dead bones.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they're walking around. But he's basically saying you're like a living zombie. You don't think
but what about the Japanese Shinto and Zoroaster? They're not affected by this.
Wait, what? What?
Like, I'm not affected by this. I don't, like, I never voluntarily, like, committed myself ever. Like, I'm not affected by this.
Oh, what the?
kind of doesn't make sense. There's Soul Society, well, just another Japanese town. I'm like, no. This is the Galactic Council. The Galactic Council of 13 captains. The Shinigami literally have named death gods. Like, what the hell? What do you mean death gods? That's what the Japanese should do. They're the death gods. Like, they've been reaping all of us. Or even Kamachi, Destruction 360. This is such a bad religion. Like the rock band Godsmack. It's a bad religion. Broke the nation. It's like so bad. And then we've all been just kind of set up by the Quincy Destruction ones and there's like Quan Chi from Mortal Kombat, man, that's pretty scary. Quan Chi is like, that's one of, especially in 1997 Mortal Kombat, it's like so scary. Like, that's like the scariest version of Quan Chi I've seen. 1997 TV series, Mortal Kombat Conquest. And like, that, I feel like he's been reaping all these Christians. And I feel like he's been like, and I feel like the Shinigami death gods have been, and even if you believe it's like they're purified a bunch of, they purified people. It's like, I keep on saying, I'm gonna rewrite the Legion and everything to be like, so much more, real, like it's the Galactic Council, and, they know exactly where Jesus is, Sauron, or the Star System, they don't share about these people. So it's all open between for the Soul Reapers. It's really called Soul Reapers. And like, something like there's so like, oh my god, you know, don't sense it. They're just Soul Reapers, which should be death gods. Sometimes like they don't kill people like before they like a person dies, last thing they see is the bird and there's no pain. Like that is sick, you know. That's the way I wanted Death God to be. Like death is like a hummingbird that I'm concentrating on. That's sort of how the Galactic Council. You see XCOM? XCOM is a video game which like freaking you see like a alien who's just like made like he has all these skulls on him because he's an alien and he's actually responsible. Every time someone dies, they don't die. The soul goes into some XCOM kind of like X-Files, Twilight Zone thing. Like, oh my god, that's how like and in fact all our technology, how the hell do we have all this technology? Like when like most people think like monkey still. Like, pretty wild. I feel like the Galactic Council is Minneapolis. Like, I don't know when. I don't know, it doesn't really affect me, all these theories. What affects me is making $1 billion. Like, you know, like the side hustle. I have these crack poppers. It's not like it matters that much.
That's the thing on 130.
For what? For class?
I usually get up at 6 a.m. Be a slave to school.
I mean, I went through so much torture just to get to my, like literally torture on the mental level. And I went through so much shit to get to where I am. It's almost like, why do I give away free advice when I went through torture to get to where I am?
You think it's worth it?
I think so. I'm still alive. I'm in a pretty good body. Like, I have pretty cool ninja skills from out of nowhere. Like, I play pretty good tennis. I can throw playing cards like ninja stars. Like, I have a lot going on. Like, a lot of gifts, I guess. I don't know. Maybe all the gifts are, you know, you're gifted in a lot of ways. I'm gifted. I mean, it's just not the competition. in the Galactic Council. What if everything I've ever said is just something that, like a Protoss might find intellectual? Because that Protoss are so fucking advanced. When I think about it, like, they telepathy and like just even mind control, or like even just mind warp, like slightly more this guy through the keyboard is slightly more. It's like, what is everything? Like sometimes I legit, but sometimes I'm very faulty. Is that me or is that the Protoss? But yeah, I think the kind of Sith Jedi kind of feeling I'm getting, like more competition, more jealousy of others, more like admiring others. And trying to like, yeah, like if I'm gonna start creating Jedi councils and Sith orders and other like other things, and like that's a better way to do it. That's why we got each other like at each other's throats. Like we're supposed to compete against each other and supposed to be that. No, like I don't always see animosity and people only like you can't, you know, it's tough. Competition sucks. Why can't it be like you know, the 13 captains of the Galactic Council, like kind of like bring out the best of each other. By common sense, that's a way better way to do it. Instead of like having each other like trying to compete each other and like fight for the females and like show each other for like nothing. That's what I see in most people. It's always when a hot girl gets involved, I'm like trying to make the pedestals. I don't want to get into this. Over a girl, damn. Over to herself, such a slave. Not every girl, but I think most girls. They want to pit most people males against each other. Like, no, I'm vacating the premises. This feeling happens. When girls trying to pit me against other people, I'm like vacating the premises. Yeah, like that guy, I'm kind of out, you know, like I might be in this game. You know, where's his mother? Am I proud that I'm making his mother sad? No, I'm not proud. It's not my responsibility. You know? violent people. But no, they're also highly respectful of like lawyers. Gotta go study it. I mean, Friday. This weirdly persistent assuming there's like 10% of that.
Hey, you what?
It doesn't matter. I'm like, this is a silly video game. I mean, tennis is a little more like real, like. You get tennis, I'm like, I'm not here to hit it as hard as I can. I'm here to like, I describe my tennis style like circus. I'm here to like be a circus and like do things the most. And I keep on telling people, this is like the most variety, the better. That's it. It's sort of like Djokovic and the joke of a circus going up with Federer. Like so much more variety. They can't even play with two hands. Like, can't they just switch hands sometimes? But like people tell me, no, we're not even close to that level. Like they are like they can't even do like a two-handed backhand. You know, like there should be one hand. That's not a lot of variety. I'm like, I don't. True, I'm not near the top 100 or anything. Like, I just feel like there's so much more variety that's possible. Outgrounds, and they're showing the variety. I'm not on the tennis court to win. I'm there on the tennis court to my type of match. But I do usually win too. Which is, I don't know. Like, the tennis, Federer's not even that muscular or that tall. Djokovic, they're not even that muscular. You see, like, hella freaking muscular. It's all in the technique. It's like most of it is technique. Like, but some people are very entertaining to watch like trivials. Like, he's introducing more variety into spectator sport. Which I feel when I watch Virgil, I feel like he's like throwing fireballs. It's like the girls who went in Magic, one of those fireballs. He literally has that look of like a true ball. Fireballs. It's far more entertaining to watch him. But are you sure you need that 40 minutes of sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you probably Fridays.
Hey guys.
All right.
You keep the card.
Yeah, sure. I might. All right, man.
Text me. Oh,
Yeah, I will.
Wait,
you want my cell phone?
Yeah, give me. In your pocket?
No, it's recording.
Yeah.
I'll give you my number. It's 415-860. Wait.
You keep playing.
Yeah, so it's 415-860 and 5358.
5358?
Yeah. You want to repeat that?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we got LinkedIn too.
Yeah. All right, see you.
All right, see you, man.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.